Hi, today I'm talking about database concepts. Supertype is a generic entity type that has relationship with one or more subtypes. Subtype is a subgrouping of the entities in an entity type that has attributes distinct from those in other subgroups. Attribute inheritance is a property by which subtype entities inherit values of all attributes and instances of all relationships of their supertype. For example, in this diagram, employee is a supertype, and there are three subtypes, which are hourly employee, salary employed, and consultant. The employee name is an attribute of employee, but not of the subtypes of employee. Thus, the fact that the employee's name is Janet Wong is inherited from employee supertype. Next, completeness constraint is a type of constraint that addresses whether an instance of a supertype must also be a member of at least one subtype. The completeness constraint has two possible rules: total specialization and partial specialization. Total specialization rule is a rule that specifies that each entity instance of a supertype must be a member of some subtype in the relationship. Partial specialization rule is a rule that specifies that each entity instance of a supertype is allowed not to belong to any subtype. Next, in this diagram, the double line in the extended from patient entity type to this circle indicates total specialization. The patient has to be either an outpatient or resident patient. Next, in this diagram, partial specialization is the one solid line extending from the vehicle entity type to the circle. A vehicle can be a car or a truck, but does not have to be either. Next, disjointness constraint is a constraint that addresses whether an instance of a supertype may simultaneously be a member of two or more subtypes. The disjointness constraint has two possible rules: disjoint rule and overlap rule. Disjoint rule is a rule that specifies that an instance of a supertype may not simultaneously be a member of two or more subtypes. Overlap rule is a rule that specifies that an instance of a supertype may simultaneously be a member of two or more subtypes. For example, in this diagram, the, dis the disjoint rule is the solid circle with a D in the middle. At any given time, a patient must be either outpatient or a resident patient, but cannot be both at the same time. Next, in the next example, the overlap rule is the solid circle with an O in the center. A part may be both a manufactured part and purchased part at the same time, but must be one or the other due to specialization. Double line.